Now that the iPhone 17 also has a ProMotion display, does it even make sense to get the iPhone 16 Pro? At least on paper, both phones are almost identical now, and the iPhone 17 is even better in some aspects, like having a better selfie camera and an anti-reflective display. The iPhone 17 is also lighter. It weighs 177 grams, while the iPhone 16 Pro is 199 grams, and it is quite noticeable when you hold them in your hands. The iPhone 17 comes in more colors, like the blue one I have here, and has a more minimalistic design. One reason is that the iPhone 16 has a triple camera setup, while the iPhone 17 has 2 cameras. The main cameras on both phones are 48 megapixel, but there is a caveat. The sensor size of the iPhone 16 Pro is larger than that of the iPhone 17. A larger sensor means more light entering the sensor and better low light performance, plus a stronger bokeh. But I was surprised to see that the iPhone 17's bokeh is as strong as the iPhone 16 Pro's, likely due to the 26mm focal length instead of the 24mm and the lower f-stop. Even indoors, I have a hard time telling which phone did better. The iPhone 16 Pro is slightly more exposed, while the iPhone 17 is more contrasty. If I showed anyone this picture, I doubt even with pixel peeping, they could tell the difference between the two. Sometimes the color science is slightly different. For example, the iPhone 16 Pro is a bit colder, while the iPhone 17's colors are slightly warmer. Of course, the main difference shows in night photos, and since the iPhone 16 Pro has a larger sensor, it can easily produce better quality pictures, as you can see in this shot. For video, I also find the quality quite comparable. And this is one area where I really appreciate Apple. It doesn't lower the quality of one device compared to another. I'm pretty sure all the phones are running the same software, so the colors are also consistent across models. The skin tones are also rendered similarly, and the only difference is that the iPhone 17 footage looks more zoomed in because of the 26mm focal length. During daylight, you won't notice any real difference in footage between the two unless you zoom in more than 5 times, where the iPhone 16 Pro switches to the telephoto lens. The same goes for photos. For example, here the iPhone 16 Pro is sharper at 5 times zoom compared to the iPhone 17. That's one of the clear advantages of owning the iPhone Pro. If you care about zoom and want nice architecture shots while traveling, the iPhone Pro is a better choice. Also, the max zoom on the iPhone 16 Pro is higher than what you can get on the iPhone 17. The ultrawide lenses also have the same sensor size, so while there are some subtle color differences, neither phone is better. It is hard to say which one does it better here. Both phones can also take macro shots using the ultrawide lens. For portraits, the iPhone 16 Pro tends to produce slightly more yellowish skin tones, while the iPhone 17 leans more magenta. With the iPhone 16 Pro, you can zoom in on portrait mode using the telephoto lens, while on the iPhone 17, you simply can't. The iPhone 17 does one thing much better though, the selfie. It has a square selfie sensor, so you can take both horizontal and vertical selfies with it. And I'm telling you, it is an absolute game changer. Both phones also have great 5G connectivity with a Qualcomm modem. But if you want to keep your connection secure, you can use today's sponsor, Surfshark VPN. When you are on the go with your phone, Surfshark protects your data on any Wi-Fi or mobile network by encrypting everything you do. It also lets you change your virtual location so you can access apps, websites, and streaming libraries from anywhere in the world. I use the VPN service myself when I want to watch a football match that's only streamed in certain countries like Germany or Austria. For example, there's a network you can only watch if your IP is in Germany, and as you can see, by switching to a German IP, I was able to watch the show I wanted. I've also used it when testing phones abroad, as it runs smoothly in the background without slowing me down. And with the code TechmoVPN, you will get the exclusive discount plus 4 extra months, all with a 30-day risk-free guarantee. One subscription also covers unlimited devices. And check the link in the description, and thanks to Surfshark for sponsoring this video. One interesting thing I did notice about the phones is that, according to the EU label, the free fall rating of the iPhone 16 Pro is Class C for 90 falls, while the iPhone 17 is rated for 180 falls, making it Class B. I also feel the iPhone 17 is more rugged for some reason. Both phones have the power button and camera slider on the left side when viewed from the back, and the volume rockers and action button on the other side. The screens are almost identical on both. They are 6.3 inches, have the same bezel size, and both feature a 120Hz display with ProMotion. The iPhone 17 does have two advantages. First, it has an anti-reflective coating, so light reflects less compared to the 16 Pro, and second, its MOS hardness level is 5 instead of 4 because it uses Ceramic Shield 2 instead of the first version. From my experience, the iPhone 17 doesn't show scratches at all for the reasons I just mentioned, even though I haven't used the screen protector for a few weeks. The battery capacities on both phones are very similar, with the iPhone 17 having a slightly larger battery. I tested both phones by watching a few hours of YouTube, taking the photos you just saw, and making some video calls. By the end of the test, the iPhone 16 Pro was at 25%, while the iPhone 17 was at 22%, but that 3% difference could simply be a margin of error. They both have similar charging speeds, both for wireless and wired charging. Another clear advantage of buying the iPhone 17 is that you get 1 more year of software support and a better chipset. The iPhone 16 Pro is powered by the Apple A18 Pro 3nm, while the iPhone 17 features the Apple A19. Generally, you don't need to worry about performance with either of them. Both are top tier, but the iPhone 17 is slightly more efficient and a bit more powerful. For example, I ran the Geekbench test, and the iPhone 16 Pro scored 3,565 in single core, while the iPhone 17 scored slightly higher at 3,711. In multi-core, the iPhone 16 Pro scored 9,122, while the iPhone 17 reached 9,424. So, if you care about performance, the iPhone 17 is the clear choice. I then ran 3D Mark to test graphics performance, and the iPhone 16 Pro scored 4,290, while the iPhone 17 got 4,752, a visibly better result. In practical terms, that translates to around 3 more FPS, which can make a difference when playing games at higher settings. Overall, the iPhone 16 Pro has a few clear advantages over the iPhone 17. At night, photos turn out better thanks to the larger sensor, and the telephoto lens is great if you like to zoom in on the subjects. But I'd argue that's where the advantages end. There's also log shooting and a couple of camera features the iPhone 17 lacks, like the 120 frames per second option, but those are fairly niche. The iPhone 17 offers almost everything the 16 Pro does and more. It may not have a telephoto lens, but it delivers great colors like any other iPhone, better performance, a better selfie camera, and an improved anti-reflective screen. And this part is a bit subjective, but I actually prefer the phone colors too. If you are curious how the iPhone 17's battery life compares to other compact phones like the iPhone 17 Pro, you can watch this video next. Thanks for tuning into TechMo, and I will see you in the next one.